What is graphic design? My name is Chris Hobbs, and I'm a student at Kaiser University. This past week, my classmates and I had the opportunity to pose this very question and more to some local artists and designers that agreed to participate and share with us their experiences, their inspirations, insights, and above all, their love for the graphic arts and what it means to them.
My name is Jasmine Hall, and I'm the web director at Maximize Digital Media.
Oh, what is graphic design to you?
Graphic design to me is creating a visual communication between a business and a client and speaking to their demographic and their audience.
What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is lime green, and I have no reason why. It just looks nice.
What's your least favorite color?
I don't discriminate against colors, as bad as that sounds. I love all colors. They all have their purpose.
What's your favorite font?
My favorite font actually is not Helvetica. I have a really big fondness for Gill Sans. Right, I have to say that over.
Sorry, go ahead.
My favorite font actually is not Helvetica. It is Gill Sans. It is popular with PDQ branding, for instance, and that's a big font that I've been using lately.
What's your least favorite font?
My least favorite font, Comic Sans, Papyrus, and Apple Chancery.
And when did you find an interest in graphic design?
When did I find an interest? I found an interest in graphic design when I was really young. I remember watching commercials and wanting to be in the commercials, and I really had an interest for going into film when I was really young, but I didn't ever find that road to go into. So I remember when I first got my own personal computer, I was 10 years old, and it was this crappy little HP, and it could probably only load one website a day before it overshorted itself. But I would go onto websites and I would just think, this is really cool, it's well designed. Even when I was that young, I knew a good website from a bad website.
What is some advice that you would give to a beginning designer who wants to do your type of job?
I am going to sound like the biggest hypocrite, but you need to get away from the computer. You need to step out from those four walls that are holding you in and get away from the monitor. You need to go meet people, networking opportunities, getting involved in your community. Those ties are what is going to get you a job. Those ties are going to show that you're genuinely invested in making your community a better place, and people are going to invest in you. And that's how I got my job. I didn't interview traditionally. I didn't go in and submit resumes. I met my boss through a function that AdFed, which is the Advertising Federation. Kaiser University brought me there as to represent them. And from that, I met my boss, and we clicked, and she hired me right there, and I've been with her for almost 3 years.
Okay.
My name is Ned Rodriguez from Studio Time Media. I am a graphic designer and multimedia consultant.
What is your favorite kind of project?
My favorite kind of project is, I like projects that when people tell you that these projects can't be done. You know, if it's that word no, it can't be done, it's impossible. I like, you know, as long as the money can make it happen and you can go and find those creative people to help you do that, then that's pretty much the time frame that, you know, the kind of projects that I like, the ones that just can't be done, where they've been said to be impossible to be done. Might come out like a crayon and a 4-year-old drew it, but hey, we can try to make it happen.
Open, tell us your job.
Sure. My name is Dawn Ziegler. I work at Thomas Printworks. I do a range of graphic design, print work, layout, ads, and computer-aided drafting.
Okay, my first question is, of all the designs you have created up to date, which is your most favorite?
I'd have to say a commercial I did for a friend of mine's CD rock and roll store. That was a lot of fun. We did a lot of graphic work with that.
What triggered your desire to become that part of the
I started a long time ago doing pencil work, doing the old graphic design on pencil and paper. I dropped out of school, went back 20 years later.
At what age?
I started when I was in 20s, came back to it in my 40s, and I still love it. And it's a different feeling because I'm working more in graphics and computers nowadays rather than pencil and paper. But I still always go back to pencil and paper.
Do you consider it necessary to be a successful graphic designer?
Passion. Passion. The OCD to be able to focus and concentrate and never lose sight, never lose hope. Practice, 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 practice. My God.
Can you introduce yourself and tell us what your job is?
My name is Oscar Hines. I am the graphic designer at Legoland, Florida.
Can you tell us what your creative process is?
Well, our creative process is it's a pretty big process. I mean, it starts with idea and concept. We have a bunch of people at our theme park that request collateral, whether it be collateral signage in the park, website content, and from there we assess what's needed and we get to work. And I guess when we get to work, I mean we assess the needs and produce. I don't know how else to say it. We get to work.
Okay, my question for you would be, do you prefer print or digital media?
I prefer digital media just because primarily I'm print. That's what my job entails, but I really like digital as well just because you have a little more you have a little more play with what you can do. You can make things animated, you can make things that are dynamic, whereas in print is there. It's static.
Can you tell us what you do?
Yes, I work for the advertising department in Badcock and Moore Furniture. We do the inserts that you get in the mail every 2 weeks. We also do ads for the newspapers on an as-needed basis.
What's your favorite font?
Well, I just saw a new one by Tobias Frejacq called Mallory, which is just beautiful. It's crisp, clean, so if I had $500, I'd totally be buying it.